welcome to a demo of Banish the Snakes. I'm one of the two designers of the game, Kevin McPartland.
And I'm one of the two developers of the game, Kurt Hoffman.
And Banish the Snakes is a new game placed on the GMT Games P500 list, and it's a cooperative historic game about the experiences of St. Patrick in Ireland in the 5th century AD. In the game, you play a team of saints that are out to convert Ireland from its pagan current status, and you're trying to introduce the civilizing attributes of Christianity, history, writing, and all those things that changed the island completely during that time. Let's talk about the saints first. There are two sets of saints. The historic saints that first came to settle Ireland, including Palladius and, of course, Patrick, but also other members of his team, Secundius, Icernius, Sieran, Auxilius. And these are the ones that I picked as most prominent of that era. And each player can start with one of these, and you place it on your player mat to indicate that that's who you'll be starting with. However, mixed into the deck are other saints that came along. Many of you will be familiar with Saint Bridget, the Abbess of Kildare, and she can come in later in the game. There are others, Finian, for instance, Ibar, someone who's a little more popular and well known is Brendan, the Navigator, and Monine, the Abbess of Kilkenny, and Columba, who went on to found a wonderful and well-known monastery in Scotland. So he has a special ability for that. However, there's no need to constrain yourself to the historic situation, and Kurt will tell you about that.
So in addition to those the normal setup for the saints, you can also have the alternate saints at certain versions, a little bit more powerful than, or not quite as powerful as the saints from the standard deck, but you can play these as your start versions, and then if you do that, the original saints, historically accurate saints, go into deck, and they're slightly more powerful versions because they come in later. They can replace your saint if he runs out of zeal and becomes a martyr.
And there are 6 different player boards. You can play up to 6 players, and you pick whichever color you like to work with, and then you place your saint on your board, and you begin play. See, in this view, which we'll be sticking with for most of the rest of the video, is a view of the playing board and the area around. It's set up to begin the game, and everything in Ireland is on its pagan side. All of the people, the chiefs, the kings, the High King in Tara, and the druids, one of the saints begins in Aegonot, and that is Palladius, because he actually began the game already in Ireland. He was there before Patrick, believe it or not. We have decided, Kurt and I have decided, to go ahead and be completely historic in this. Since we're just playing 2-player, we've picked the 2 most prominent saints of the time, Patrick and Palladius. And the other 4 we have set aside. The historically correct saints that come in later in the game are shuffled into the deck. They're in there somewhere. We're not sure where. So to explain everything else here on the map, Great Britain here is a track that keeps track of how things are going over in the neighboring island. This marker will advance as cards come out to advance it. And as it crosses a line, first Scotland, then Strathclyde, and finally England will become pagan. Then these cards will be introduced into the deck. These cards are very nasty. You have slave raids, invasions, and attacks that come from Scotland in this case, Strathclyde in this case, England in that case. And then, of course, when the marker advances all the way to here, that's how you end the game. Or alternatively, if you run out of cards. Because, as you can see, you have Arthur, King of the Britons as one of the cards. He can actually make this marker move backwards. And there's ways of pulling a spent card out of the deck, and if you choose to pull Arthur out, you'll run out of cards before this marker will come to here. But let's get started. Patrick gets to pick where he's going to start. He's going to start here with the Southern O'Neill over by Tara and the High King, and he's going to try to get things going by converting the High King, perhaps. And these are variable. The numbers on the chieftain blocks are variable, and so you can see we kind of got lucky. We have a pretty wimpy High King. He's not too strongly pagan. So, but first, Kurt goes first because Kurt is already in Ireland.
So the first step of the turn is to flip over an event. And as you can see, there's a blue arrow off of Arthur, King of the Britons. So that's pointing at the blue box down here for the event. So disease or miracle, blue box. It's a miracle. Improve your zeal by 2 squares. Normally, this will be a waste of a turn, but Palladius starts the game missing 2 zeal. So that actually helps Palladius in this case. He's now back to full zeal. So then we go to our discards, but we start the game with Arthur, King of the Britons. He then goes onto the top of the Scotland cards, because when we shuffle them in, that'll now introduce Arthur to the deck, and this way you don't pull Arthur before somewhere in Great Britain there's been a movement of paganism. So first step is Palladius is going to attempt to convert to Druid, but as you see, there's no number.
He has 4 actions.
Yeah. You start the game with 4 actions based on your number of zeal. So he has 4 zeal, so that means he has 4 actions. So first is, there's no number on a Druid. That's because you don't know how difficult each Druid is going to be until you go to face them. So it takes 1 action point to attempt a conversion. But you can also use action points to prepare, to give yourself a bonus for converting the Druid. So Palladius is going to take 2 turns to prepare, 2 action points to prepare. So let's flip over Druid and see how difficult he is. Okay. Well, that Druid is a -3. But I prepared twice. So that moves the marker down to -1. So now I grab the 6-sided die. As long as I roll greater than a 1, I'll be able to drive off the Druid. And I rolled a 5. So the 5 is greater than 1, so the Druid goes away.
It goes back to the pool of Druids.
The other power that one of the powers that Palladius has is he can get a free build per turn, and builds are used for building churches. So he'll use his free build to build a small church. There's no benefit to that church, but except for there are some cards that will say a Druid comes back in any spot without a Druid or a church. So by building a level 0 church, I can now keep Druids from coming back. But now I've used 3 of my actions. 2 for preparing, 1 for actual conversion.
And what are you going to do with that last action?
So with 1 point left, I'm going to attempt to convert the people. But unfortunately, there's a chieftain in the way. So that'll be a -1, and plus -4, that'll be -5. That will be difficult. And then you try to convert the chief, he's being influenced by the High Chief, or by the King. So that'll be a -5. So there's not really much Palladius can do here. So he's actually going to take his last action point and move up to New Bruin for his last action.
So you're going to go there? See, I would perhaps go to Osrage, because these two druids are influencing this king. And perhaps we can work on this king if we work on that druid first. But that's another option, is to spread out. It's up to you. Yeah. It's your turn. But it is a cooperative game.
So we're going to spread out.
All right. So that ends Palladius' turn. So it's my turn. We begin with the card. Thank you, Kurt. Now this is at the orange level. So we read this upper thing, local skirmishing. And actually the first thing we read is the yellow. First, lose 1 zeal. Okay, that's me. I lose a zeal. If there's a church in the area, but there is not, remove it. Okay, Successful skirmish. Remove the current High King. Oh, that's unfortunate. Promote the chief of the area you are in to High King. And replace the chief. We pull from our chiefs, without looking at the other side, we put it to the -3 side, toss him back in, and, well, that was an unfortunate. And then we go ahead and move this to the discard pile, move this over, we're ready for the next turn. So, I have 4 actions, and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to go after that druid there, and again, we don't know what he is until we start debating him. So I will spend 2 points, as Kurt did. We found that's a useful thing to do, to prepare, and spend 1 more time to roll the dice. And so again, he starts at a -3. I prepared twice, exact same outcome. If I roll a 1, nothing happens. So I want to roll better than that, so 4. So this is removed and added to the pile of druids. And for my last action, I'm going to build a church because I don't have a free ability to do that. So that's the end of my turn. Kurt?
All right, so to start the turn, flip over an event card at the yellow value, fruitful people. So that would be large families. Flip any 1 pagan people from the area you were in to its Christian flock side.
Nice. For my second action point, or for Patrick's second action point, we're going to go after the chief here. So the chief has a very active, as you can see from our influence diagram here, the chief is influenced by his king and by any church in the area. And his king is a very active Christian. He's +3. So it starts at -4, down 1, 2, 3, and then down 1 more because of the level 1 church. So it's at automatic victory. So there is +4. And wait, that was
2 action points.
That was 2. So I have 2 action points left. So the +4 chief, again, starts at 4, back down to 4. For 1 action, this automatically flips. Then the 6 starts at 4. Starts at 6. -4 for the chief. Then -1 for the church. And now, finally, we get Patrick's special ability, which is +1 to converting people. So he brings it down to automatic. So finally, we're starting to convert some people in Ireland. On to you.
So Palladius' next turn. Here's Ivar. He's another one of the saints. And his special abilities are +1 to convert druids and +1 to convert leaders. So add Ivar to my saved cards. So now I'm going to be a little bit more reckless with Palladius.
Yep.
Because Ivar is a very good, very powerful saint.
Right.
So I'm here in Southern O'Neill. We have the chief. I'm going to go ahead and convert him. He starts at a -3. The church is +2. So before I go any farther, there is 1 more level of church. You can build a cathedral. But you can only have 1 cathedral in all of Ireland at any given time. So I don't think I'm going to build a cathedral here yet. I'm just going to leave it a level 2 church because if you look at all the people,
oh, right,
they're not very difficult. So let's not waste their 1 cathedral here when we can probably do just as well with a +2 church. So I only need a greater than 1 to convert. So this is where I roll a 1 for saying I don't need to convert.
Yeah, first you need to get that chief.
Well, actually, I'm going for the chief, and the chief is actually influenced by the king.
Right.
So that makes him a 0 before we even get to the church. So he's an automatic. Let's hope he's fairly Christian.
So that's just your first.
That's just my first action.
Okay, he's
so he's a +1, and I have a +2 church. So if the first people here, they started at a -2, +1 for the chief, and then for the church, automatic success. Well, there's a whole bunch of 2s here, and I have 3 action points left. So the first action point, or my third action point, again automatic, and the 4th action point.
Well done.
So that is the end of my turn.
Things seem to be going well so far. Oh!
Famous last words. All right, so it's Palladius' turn, and his event is Slave Raid from Scotland.
Already, the Scots were not slow.
And it's at the blue level. So to remove 1 people from Northern O'Neill. So it's Northern O'Neill, 1 people. For that option, we're going to remove the lesser, because in this case he's still pretty
Powerful.
tough. I grab a replacement. Oh, he's much easier for us. And then we're going to replace with new pagan people. Any saints lose 1 zeal if a flock is removed from their area. There was no saint here, and no flock was removed. So now it's Place's turn with 4 actions.
That was not a bad slave raid at all. We got lucky with that one.
So Place is actually going to slip down here and help Patrick out. So that's going to be 1 action. He's going to prepare twice and try to get this druid. So the druid is a -5. Preparing twice is -3. Still not as great as he would like, but at least a decent chance. Unfortunately.
Ooh, time for this card to come out.
Yes.
We're going to pray real hard about this. Try rolling again. Oh, we're going to pray even harder for this. Try rolling again. There it is. Did you get it?
Prayers eventually work.
A lot of prayers.
So we debated the druid, and that was his Place's last action point, but he does have the free build, so we're going to put a church.
Brilliant. And it opened up a slot in my card in case I draw another good card. Okay, so my turn. My card. White Martyrdom. Oh, it's at the red level. Not good. Get lost in the hills. Lose 1 zeal. Also, you have 3 actions this turn. Well, I would have 3 actions anyway because I'm down to the 3 action zeal level. So that's not good, but maybe we can get Brendan involved.
Oh, and just a reminder, this is the playtest version. The final graphics will look a fair bit different, definitely improved. So just reminder, this is our playtest demo version.
Yeah, with just pieces that were picked up from different pieces that we had from different games, stolen things, and these are my graphics that I did on my computer and printed out on my laser printer. So don't think this is final. It's not. We'll get a real professional artist from GMT Games. So, okay, so now that we're together down here, nice to see you here. I'm going to start by increasing that church, I guess, from level 0 to level 1, because we got a lot of stuff to do down here. I'm going to start by breaking into the local political system, going after this king. The king is a -4.
Well, he's influenced by the High King. Unfortunately, in this case, that High King is not giving us any benefits.
Right. So, do I prepare?
Well, you got +1 from the church.
Yes.
Which was an action point.
Right. Oh.
So you're down to 2.
Right. I'm just going to go for it and hope I get lucky, even though I don't have a reroll anymore. Ooh, and I did get lucky. Okay. So, the king switches over to a 0. Not a lot of help. And I've got 1 action left. I'm going to go for the chief. He's a 3. The church brings him down to a 2. Let's go for it.
Well, over here for the camera.
Oh, okay. There we go. 2. Nothing happens. That's it. I'm done. Oh, well.
So for the next event, attack from Scotland. Remove the King of Ulster. That's the first thing we do.
Now, luckily, it's not a bad attack. It's at the blue level.
So we're removing the King of Ulster. And from blue level, remove from Northern Deal the chief and 1 people.
And 1 people. And in this case, you get the one that is best for you.
When replaced with new pagan people. Any saints lose 1 zeal if a flock is removed. Luckily, there's no saints, and there's also no flock. So, in order to replace the King of Ulster, we're going to. Oh, that's the. Oh, you also. We have to replace the chief. We're drawing a new chief.
So, and this is first. Yeah. So, draw a new chief. Now, to replace the King of Ulster, we pick one of the 3 chiefs in Ulster. And if you notice, each chief has a number range. So we'll roll and get a 1, which brings up that chief. So we have to replace another chief. Now, the chief is placed on his pagan side because obviously there's all pagan people here. However, in an area that is majority Christian, any replacement chief would be placed on his Christian side. So it's important to get a majority, or of course, a complete control. So, all right, so on with your turn.
So now let's play this turn.
Oh, this
I think we're going to go ahead and free build to upgrade the church. So now we have a +2.
Hmm.
So the kings doesn't really give us any help. So we go after the chief. He's a -3, +2 for the church. Makes it a 1. So let's see if I can do better than that.
A lot better.
So he's converted, and he's not very helpful.
These guys.
So that was 1 action point.
These Munster chiefs are just barely Christian.
So for the people, it's a -4, +2 for the church. So I'm going to attempt to spend an action point to convert the first people. That is a success,
okay,
because it was a -2. And it's going to be the same roll for the next one. That's a wash. And with his 4th action point, we'll try again.
Try again. Got it.
And now it's a majority Christian province.
Right.
And that's the end of Palladius' turn. So for the beginning of Patrick's turn.
Pelagian heresy. Advanced paganism in Great Britain by 1 square. Okay. Moving along now. All right, so for my 3 actions, because again, I've lost enough zeal that I'm down to 3 actions, I could choose to retire and bring Brendan up. However, then I won't have a grave site to remember me by. So I'm not going to retire yet. I'm gonna stick with just 3 actions for a while. So the first action I'm going to do is try to get this guy. So he's at a 5. We have
a +2 church.
+2 church. Now, do I want to upgrade to a cathedral here?
Well, since you're Patrick, you have a +1 for converting people.
Yep. I'm just going to go for it. So, yeah, let's just go for it. Whoops. And nothing happens.
Maybe you should have made a cathedral.
Yeah, should have in hindsight. Okay, so let me just try again. Definitely should have made a cathedral. One more shot. There we go. Okay, so now we're all Christian. And that was not a very successful turn, but I got that one tough.
So now it's Palladius' turn. Druid Revival. At the orange level, Druid success. Place a face-down Druid in a Druid area of your choice with an empty Druid or church. Well, luckily for us, there's no spot where there's an empty an empty Druid church spot.
And that's, as Kurt said earlier, this is why you put even a level 0 church down, because it helps us for this card.
So now it's Palladius' turn. Well, he's going to slide over here, and first thing he's going to use his free build to upgrade this church. So it's 1 action point
to move.
And then we're to move. The build is free, and then we're going to try to convert this chief. Luckily, he's not very difficult. He's actually going to be free because he's a -1 plus a +1 for the church, so he's an automatic conversion, and he's going to help us out quite a bit here.
Wow. Yeah.
So starting with the first people, they're -4, +3 for the chief, +1 for the church. He's automatic. And that was my second action. And let's go for the next people. They're -5, +3 for the chief, +1 for the church. It's got to do better than a 1.
There you go.
And then I'll use my 4th action to try to get the last people. And they started at a 6, -3 for the chief, -1 for the church. So I need a 3 or better to convert. Well, 2's a wash.
Nothing happens. Okay.
So we set up for Patrick's turn.
Yep.
Flip over to that.
Structural collapse. Oh no. Does not sound good. If there's a if there's a church in the area you are in, remove it. You and any other saints in the area lose 1 zeal. Oh boy. Okay.
So that was a pretty big church to lose.
Yes. Well, glad I didn't turn it into a cathedral.
Yes.
So for my first of still 3 actions, I'm going to build a level 0 church here because we saw what the previous card does. All right, for my second action, I'm going to move to here. And for my last action, I'm going to go for this guy. And here we start with a 6, 3 for the chief, and
1 for the church.
1 for the church, and 1 because Patrick is talking to people. So I've got a little bit better chance than Kurt had, and this time it happens. All right, so we're doing well in southern Southern Ireland.
Okay, so Palladius' turn. Eager followers. Unfortunately, at the lowest level. Not so eager after all. No event.
No event. Oh, we could have grabbed a saint out of the deck. Oh well.
All right, so now Palladius has to decide where he wants to go. Unfortunately, he's already made a mess of things up here.
Well, did we start going after that?
But it's one action to move there.
Right.
Even preparing twice isn't going to do us a whole lot of good.
No, we're gonna have to start there, I think. Well, maybe go on to Southern O'Neill and finish your work there.
But you know what? Place is feeling pretty good here. He's actually going to prepare twice. He's going to try to take this guy out, even though he's a 7.
Wow. Okay, so he's a 7. You're preparing twice.
So he's a -5.
I don't have any rerolls here, you know. I should have saved it for this. Go for it. Get a 6. 4. Which is
unfortunately, we bring yet another dolman in.
That's going to be a tough rock to deal with.
So we might have to come back and deal with this later.
Yeah. Oh, and you failed, so you lose a zeal.
And I lost a zeal.
You lost a zeal already. Okay.
So that was the rather disastrous turn for Palladius.
And we have an invasion. They heard about you.
We are getting pretty lucky. We're getting the lesser versions of these invasions. But the first thing we have to do is remove the King of Ulster.
Okay.
And that's this guy. Then we remove the chief.
Small print on this.
Yeah.
Hopefully professional typesetters will do better.
Which is this region. So we remove that chief. And we remove 2 people from that same region.
Again, we haven't converted it, so this is not hurting us so badly.
And then we're going to replace them with pagan people.
Right.
Exactly the same. Not the same pieces.
Yes.
It's the same number. Your chance.
Did not hurt us.
And then we're going to remove the church in the same region, which there is not one. And any saints lose 1 zeal for each flock and church removed. No flock, no church is removed. So next step is to replace the chief.
All right. And again, pagan. Ooh, wow.
And now we need to elect a new king of Ulster.
We have some zealous folks up there.
And it is going to be
the least zealous
chief of Ulster. And then we're going to replace him with a new pagan chief. And he's pretty weak. And then we put the removed chieftains and kings back into the pot.
Right.
Shake it up a little bit.
Okay. Well, that wasn't bad. Well, the Scots are not bad. It gets worse as you go. The attacks from Strathclyde are worse, and England can be killer.
All right, so now it's Patrick's turn.
Patrick's turn. So his job is done down here for now, at least. So I'm going to take my own advice. Go 1, 2. Oh goodness, that's most of my. Oh wait, hang on. No, his ability is to move any saint to my area. I haven't used that other ability yet. Not a very powerful one. But that's 2 out of my 3 actions. My last action is to convert the people. They start at -3. We got a 2-level church.
And +1 from the chief.
+1 for the chief. And so that's automatic. So, okay.
And for Palladius' turn, dry spell. Prayers bring relief. Flip any 1 pagan people from the area you are in to his Christian side.
Oh, nice. That's the only way we're converting these people is through card play. 1 more and we can avoid the area completely.
So now it's Palladius' turn. He's made a mess of things over here, so he's going to lead it. So he's going to move, actually, he's going to follow Patrick. And
finish my
again,
job there.
So that was 1 action point. Palladius is losing zeal, so he starts at 3 action points now. So those flocks the people started at -3, 2 for the church, 1 for the chief. It's an automatic conversion. And then Palladius has 1 action left, so might as well move up here.
Yeah, poor Ulster's been ravaged by the Scots, so let's see if we can help him out.
So that is Palladius' turn.
Yep. Okay, Patrick. What does he have?
Green Martyrdom.
Uh-oh. Okay, fasting and abstinence, lose 1 zeal. Oh boy. Okay. Well, like I said, it's a lot better if you die rather than retire. So, you know what? Let's go for it. I get 2 actions. 1 action to follow you, and 1 action to go for this guy. Yes! I have a chance of this working. A very good chance. 3, got it. Wow. And I have no actions left to build a church. So, well, that worked.
Well, let's see what Palladius can do. Here's his event. Saxon's attack. Advance paganism in Great Britain by 2 squares.
2 squares. Bing, bing. Strathclyde is now pagan. Strathclyde cards get shuffled into the deck. Oh boy. Okay.
Now things start to get a little bit more difficult.
Yeah. Well, I think you should start by using your free ability.
Well, let me get these cards shuffled up real quick.
Okay.
Yeah, so we'll definitely use a free ability to put a church. We still have 3 action points left because that was free. So normally you have to be worried about the king.
He's kind of
but he's not influencing things a whole lot. So if I wanted to go for the chief here and kind of bypass the king, he would be a -1. It would go up to -3. So I'm actually going to go ahead and try to bypass him. I'm going to prepare once and try to convert him.
There you go.
That was
got
successful.
Nice.
So now he's and he is wow. He's
Whoa! No wonder he was so tentative about being a pagan.
So I'm gonna go ahead and convert the first flock or first people. Well, they're -1 +4, way off the chart. So that's an automatic for my last action. Let's set this back up for Patrick's turn.
Okay.
And of course, cattle raid.
Ooh, at the red level.
Raid fails.
Remove and replace the chief from the area you are in.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah, very unfortunate because this is majority pagan, so we get a new pagan. Wow, I thought things were going so well there. Okay, well, I get the grand total of 2 actions. So, you know what? It worked last time.
Well, why don't you just stay here and try to convert? Because if you fail to convert here, well, there's no druid, you don't create a dolmen.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, so he's at a 4, and I got a better shot at it.
Well, you could upgrade the church and make 1 conversion attempt.
Oh, that's because I'm not moving. Yes,
Right.
so let's do that. Upgrade the church. And so now I actually have an even better chance. He
Starts as a -2.
So yeah, it starts as a -2.
Goes up to a -4 because of the king.
Right. And the church brings him down to a -3. Yep, and okay, so let's go for it. 4. I succeeded. That was not my plan because I am now out of actions. Okay. All right.
So let's set up for Palladius' turn.
Ooh.
Human sacrifice. So first you read the yellow portion. Remove and replace 1 pagan people from the area you're in.
Well, pagan people
So we're going to
specifically.
remove those
Yep.
and replace. And he is not nearly as zealous.
Actually, it's the same.
It was a 6.
Oh, I thought it was a 5. Okay. Maybe I grabbed the wrong
Well,
one.
I replaced it with a 3.
Oh, a 3. Very good. Yes.
Okay, and then the pink level. Druid Revival. Select 1 church and remove it. Place a face-down druid in its place.
Oh, boy. So which one? If we take out this one, it's going to be...
Well, I'm going to choose this one because I'm here to replace it.
Yes.
So
Although
we'll have to deal with the druid.
Yep.
So I've got 3 actions. I'm going to go ahead and prepare twice because we don't want to mess around. Well, it's a good thing I did because it's a tough druid.
Right.
He's a -5. Luckily, I just prepared twice. So I'm going to attempt to debate him. And I failed. I'm not doing too good with these druids.
Nope.
We get another dolmen here. I lose another zeal.
I'm the one who needs to lose a zeal.
And that's the end of my turn, unfortunately.
Okay.
So for Patrick.
Oh, Monine.
Monine.
So I have choices. Okay. She converts leaders and she also gets a free build. I'll have a choice. And then Brendan, +1 to convert druids. Ooh, that might be good. But he can move to any other area in Ireland for 1 action. Because he is, of course, the navigator. So, well, do I choose to retire at this point?
I think you try to... Well, now here's the problem, because now we have a druid. We have to...
Well, I could try to convert the people. It's a -6.
It's actually much greater than that. It'll be a -9.
Yeah.
+1, -8.
Yeah, plus my ability, minus -7. So it's an automatic failure. Is that even legal?
Well, as written, currently written, yes it is. And I don't see why not.
Right. Well, because it's kind of a... Well, he didn't know it was going to fail, but I do. So... Yeah, we need to address this in the rules. Okay, well, we know I'm failing, even with a 6.
But you rolled a 6.
Oh!
Which removes the dolmen.
Yes.
We hadn't gotten into this rule because, well, it hadn't come up
yet.
Anytime you roll a 6 in any conversion attempt in a region where you also have a dolmen, a 6 would remove the dolmen.
And this has never happened before. It removes the dolmen, and yet I still failed. Because I needed the 7 to tie. So
nothing happens there. You
lose I lose a zeal. So Patrick dies. God rest his soul. He's taken out of the game. And so do you think I should bring Brendan up for his druid ability?
Well, first, before we do that, we have to select the grave marker.
Yeah.
All the grave markers are a +1. It makes it easier to do conversions in that area. But now you can also convert the grave marker into a relic.
Whoops. As you can see, relics have different values. This is a particularly lousy one. We'll have to mix this up well again. It could be +0, +1, +2, and there's even one in here that's a +3, which would be really good. Okay, just without flipping any others over. Okay, so Patrick has died, and there's his grave up in Uliad. And as you can see, it adds 1 to any attempts in the area. And then, since Patrick is dead, I've got to decide which of these two, since I have 2. What do you think? We're having a druid problem. Maybe I should take this guy up.
I think we should go for Brendan.
Okay.
My backup trait is convert druids and convert leaders.
So, yeah. Oh, druids and leaders. Okay. Yeah. And this is just leaders. So, Monine is just leaders. Okay. So Patrick has died, and his revered grave is there, and Brendan the Navigator has taken over his mission.
But that is the end of his turn.
Yep. And he resets.
So I will. Oh, and now Bridget has come up.
Aha!
She's +1 to convert people and a free build per turn.
Mm-hmm.
So I will take her. And let's have a little reprieve from slave raids and attacks.
Yes.
So play this starts with 3 actions. I'm going to work on this druid.
Now, one of the actions is you can turn that grave into a relic. You gonna go for it?
I think I might do that after I defeat the druid, when I know.
When you know the +1. Okay.
So it's -5 for the druid, +1 for the grave. Really want to get him out of there. I'm going to prepare twice, which makes it a -2.
Okay. 5.
Didn't need all that preparing, but he's out, and I get the free build. So next turn, or maybe on Patrick's turn, we can convert that into a relic.
Yep. Okay. Discord amongst the saints at the blue level. All their saints in the area all their saints in the same area with you must be relocated to other areas chosen by that player. They may go to the same other areas, but of course it's just a 2-player game. So,
well, that's fine because I can leave Patrick here to deal with what's left over, and I can work on the next group, so I might as well go over here to Northern O'Neill.
Right. And it's not Patrick anymore. It's Brendan.
Brendan.
so Brendan is flexing his new independence here in charge of this mission, and I like your idea of not turning it into a relic until we need to move it. So
we want to upgrade the church.
yes, that's a good start. So it's a level 1 church, and I no longer have Patrick's ability to convert people. So yeah, upgrade the church is my first action. So these guys are at a 3.
+1 for the chief.
Yep.
+1 for the church.
Right.
+1 for the grave.
Got it. So the first one is automatic.
Okay.
First 2 are automatic. So I'll do those. And then the last one is I'll start from the start. So it's -5 +1 for the church, the relic, the grave, and the chief. So it's a 2. So I'm going to go for it. 3. Got it. Barely enough. Okay, Brendan has a good start to working on his sainthood.
All right, so back to Palladius. Angles attack. Advanced paganism in Great Britain by 2 squares.
Wow, they're ripping through England.
So this is not going particularly well for us. We just don't know it yet.
Right.
So Palladius' turn. Well, he's going to try to convert this druid. Starting with 3 actions. He'll prepare twice.
Yep.
Well, when I prepared once, this is what happens. So
Right.
we'll stick with preparing twice. And that's what I thought.
Ah, yeah.
So
you had a feeling about it.
-3, he's a -1. So as long as I don't roll a 1.
There you go.
And
Still.
then get the free build of a church.
Well done.
And that's the end of Palladius' turn.
Okay, so Brendan's turn.
Arthur, King of the Britons.
Oh, just in the nick of time. And here he is in England. Move the paganism marker in Great Britain back 1 square. There he is. The heck with those angles. So Arthur defeats the Angles in Britain. That was fun. That was a good time for that to come out. All right, so what am I doing?
Well, Brendan, you're here with a grave. Maybe we should try to convert it to a relic.
Indeed. Okay, so my first action is to flip this bad boy over. It's a 0. I thought we mixed these. Okay, well, I guess we might as well take it around with us. That's unfortunate. I was hoping for a 3. Well, might as well take them with it. There are things that can happen with even a worthless relic. So
that's 2 actions.
that's my second action, right? But then I have a... that hurts.
Why don't you come straight to the Northern O'Neill?
I could do that, but instead of going here... But
the druid is still causing us trouble.
Yeah.
Take your chances. Prepare once.
Prepare once, and go for it.
He's a -4.
4. So he's a 4. I prepared once. Let's roll well. Got him. Excellent. But I've run out of actions. So...
let's hope that no druid revivals show up.
Yes. Okay. But the good things is we've gotten all the druids. Ulster is the only of the 4 provinces that have 3 areas. So the King of Ulster is now no longer being influenced by druids. So
okay, the Pope ignores Great Britain. Advanced paganism in Great Britain by 1 square.
He
saved us from... Okay, now for Brendan's turn. Flip over the event.
Lugs return. That's not good, even at the blue level. Okay.
So first step is lose 1 zeal. Lose 1 zeal. If there's a church in the area you're in, remove it. Well, there goes the church we just built.
Okay, place a face-down druid in one area with no druid nor church. Well, this makes sure there's at least one area for this card to do that in. Your choice of more than one, but there isn't. So we have a new druid there, thanks to Lug's return. I am going to go ahead and spend 2 action points this time to try to, because I don't feel as good about this one. So...
all right, so we'll flip the druid over, and
I should have felt better about it. Okay. So that's automatic. So
he's replaced.
All right, but I have 1 action left. This time I saved an action. My last action will build the church. Yes. Okay.
So now for Palladius' turn. Slave raid from Strathclyde.
Hmm.
Remove 2 people from Lygan and 1 from Urum.
Okay, the 2 people come from the left, and 1 from. Yep.
Yeah.
Well, actually, you remove them.
Yeah.
Oh wait, this was not converted, of course.
Right.
So it's actually this one.
Yes.
That you always remove flock if you can, and always the lowest number flock that's under there. And
then we replace them with new pagan people.
Mm-hmm.
So we got a -2 and a -4 down here.
Lovely.
And a -3 up here.
Mm-hmm.
Any saints lose 1 zeal for each flock removed from their area. Oops, sorry. Any saints lose 1 zeal for each flock from their area. Luckily, there weren't any saints down there.
Right.
So now it's Palladius' turn. So we want to deal with the people here. You go ahead and upgrade the church
Using
for
your
the
free.
free build. And then start working on the people here. So it starts at a -3. +1 for the chief, +1 for the church. And I've got 3 action points. Just going to go for it.
Oh, that was easy.
Got him.
There's no dolmen in that
And the
area.
next one, barely got him.
Got him. Okay, this one is a tough one. Okay, so 6
And
1.
I think Brendan's going to leave that for Brendan to deal with. Palladius is going to leave that for Brendan to deal with.
Okay. And
Because Brendan will be able to upgrade that church if he wants.
right, which I probably should.
So that's the end of Palladius' turn.
Right. Okay. Notable harvest, but it's orange. Not good. Okay, famine. Remove 1 people from the area you're in. And again, it'll be flock. And in each adjoining area. Ooh. Replace them with new pagan area people. Oof. Okay. Did you get this one? That one?
And
That one? And this one. Actually, yeah.
doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Replace them with pagan or any?
Pagan, because they're thinking that the Christian God isn't protecting them from starving.
Oh, that's not good.
Oh, yes. Okay. All saints lose 1 zeal if a flock is removed from their area. So that's both of us.
I did not lose. That was not a flock. That was a people.
Oh, that was pagan people. Yes, flock is defined as Christian people. Place a druid in any affected area without a church.
Nope.
But we've got churches covered. Okay. Wow. What am I going to do? Build a church.
Upgrade.
Upgrade the church. So use a build action. So that's one of my.
So if the people started as a 6.
Yeah. So there are 6
+1 for the chief, +2 for the church.
That's it. So should I prepare? Yeah, let's go for it. Got it. Okay. That's all right. And
You have 2 actions left.
yeah, should I prepare? Yeah, I'm going to prepare. Okay, I'm preparing 1, so it's here. Ooh, good call.
Nicely done.
All right.
So now we go back to Palladius' turn.
Yep. Oh.
Fasting works. Finally at the blue level. Save this card and replace it upside down on your saint card.
Okay.
Flip it right side up to reroll any die and discard it for another die roll.
You know what I'm forgetting? I'm forgetting a rule. In 1 or 2 player games, you can save 3 cards. It's only in 3, 4. Yeah, because you've got only 2 players going back and forth, and we got it at the upper level again. Good. Okay, so yeah, so you didn't have to make that choice. But now you're down to just
3.
Oh, you still got 3.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah, luckily those weren't flocked.
Oh,
together,
right.
placed
That's
here.
why. Yes.
All right. Well, first, free build. We convert this church. Upgrade this church to a +1.
Right.
So I want to go for the chief here.
Chief. So he's a 4.
+1 for the king.
Right.
+1 for the church. So I need a 2.
Yeah.
Greater than a 2.
Ooh,
Well,
nothing happens.
That was just an action, so I'm going to try again.
Wait a minute.
I'm going to re-roll.
Yes. Oh.
Well, I'll use my last action to try
Yeah,
again.
I don't think you want to re-roll that. Oh, you want to re-roll that? That card went quickly.
And I still didn't convert him. That's a rough turn.
That chief is tougher than he looks. Okay, yeah.
So back to Brendan.
Okay, so what is... Okay, Brendan. Oh, letter to the soldiers of Caraticus. Save this card. Discard it to ignore the effects of any following slave raid card. However, the card must be reshuffled into the draw deck. So this is of limited value, but it's of value. So next slave raid card, we got to remember that we have this. We have this letter to the soldiers of Caraticus, which is a historic document, by the way. Okay, so what am I going to do with my four actions?
I think you need to come up here and deal with this chief, because you can upgrade this church for me.
So,
or go straight down here and...
Yeah, start in Connacht. We haven't done anything with Connacht. You know what? Yeah, because I'm good at druids, so I'm gonna head this way.
So that's one action.
That's one action. Prepare once or twice. I'm gonna prepare once.
And it's a -4.
4. Okay, so he's a 4. I prepared once, and I'm good with druids. So I need to roll better than a 2. And 1. Wow.
We're having a bad run here.
Yeah, bad run of dice. Okay.
So you lose the zeal.
And I lose the zeal. I'm down to 3 already. Goodness gracious. Okay. And
so you have one action
left.
left.
I have one action left, but what can I do with that? I don't think there's anything I can do with it, because I want to be here ready to prepare against that druid. Oh, by the way, I brought this guy with me.
Well, you can always pass.
Yeah, I'm just going to pass. That's admitting defeat, but there's really nothing, because this is a 6. We got to get these druids.
Too bad you can't bury that relic and turn it into a grave.
Yes, I don't know. At the rate I'm going, I think there might be a fresh grave for us to try.
So back to Palladius' turn. Convocation at the blue level. Optional meeting. Move as many saints as you like,
or
none, into the same area that you are in.
I think I need to stay where I am.
Yeah.
So
we'll just
ignore
leave
that
it as
card.
optional.
Yep.
So now it's Palladius' turn. Well, first step is upgrade this church, because clearly I need all the help I can get here.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm still going to go for that chieftain. -4, +1 for the king, +2 for the church. I can't lose zeal, so at least that's something.
Right.
So first action,
Got it.
successful. And he's going to help me finish off this.
Very good.
So for my second action, I'm going to go for the first people. They're -4, +3 for the chief, +2 for the church, so it's an automatic.
Wow.
And then
Yeah,
that was my next action, and then for the last people, -5, +3 for the chief, +2 for the church. He's also automatic.
Excellent. And that's majority Christian.
Okay.
Druid
ceremony. Very bad druid omens. Remove 1 druid from any area of your choice.
Oh, yes. We'll go with him.
And he is
Excellent.
removed. So now Brendan has a very clear option.
Yes. Guess what I'm going to do? Run down to here and build a church. Wow. That ceremony was disastrous. That druid ceremony was as bad as our die rolling. So
you started with 3 action points, and that was 2.
Oh, right.
So now you're back down to 1.
1, 2. Yeah.
Of course, this is still a rough area to work in.
Yeah. And, okay, if I try to convert this king, he's going to be... Okay, the high king's going to affect him. That's not a problem. But also this druid...
And these the two...
Well, the two that are worst are over here. So these two don't... So that would be -7. So that's just not happening. You know what? I'm moving back to here with my last action. Go after this druid, because I'm good with druids, remember? Okay. Well, that was just taking advantage of the card, was what that turn was about. So it's back to
Palladius' turn.
Palladius.
Divine Intervention at the green level.
Ooh.
You may take any card from the discard pile and play it at the blue level. Or keep it if it can be kept. Or take a random gift of the spirit card.
Okay, we didn't talk about gifts of the spirit cards, but there's a few gifts of the spirit that are available for play, including the Bell of the Testament and the Gift of the Blarney and the Book of Arma. Staff of St. Patrick. So
we have several options here. That's a good option, but we also have Arthur King of the Britons
in the discard pile.
in the discard.
That could extend our game. Or are we going to just get this on our own without Arthur's additional help?
So I think we'll go ahead and go for a random Gift of the Holy Spirit to show you.
Is it a random gift?
Of random.
Ah, okay.
Just to show you yet another. Well,
Yep.
here, why don't you hold these up for me?
Oh, there you go. Right, because you're okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 6 gifts. Which one are you going to grab?
And I grabbed the Book of Vermont.
Oh,
Plus one to convert leaders.
Ah, there you go. And
Of course, not in with leaders right now, but that's
Yeah.
okay.
And that does count as a saved card. So
Back to
back to the 3 saved cards. Luckily, yes.
Okay. Well, let's finish off this area. The people's a -5, +3 for the chief, +2 for the church. That's an automatic.
Great. So that's your first action.
That's my first action. Second action.
Now what? Maybe come down here. Did you use your free? You didn't.
No.
Come down here and use a free build
Free
to
build.
upgrade the church. Yeah. Yep.
All right. Let me cycle these up.
Okay. Groans of the Britons rejected.
Maybe we should have.
Yeah, maybe we should have gotten Arthur to help us again. That was a quick smack in our face from the luck. Okay, so
And of course,
now,
as you can see, the deck of England cards is about half the thickness of a regular card. So this is not going to go well.
no, the last few. Okay, so yeah, we're a little behind here. Okay, so that means. Okay, so I have only 3 actions. It's a -4 druid. The dolman makes it a 5. I'm good with druids. That brings it back down to a 4. I just prepare twice, I think, and go for it. Yeah. I'm afraid that's what Brendan is doing. 2, nothing. Oh, sorry. I rolled a 2, so nothing happens. That was my whole turn. Wow. Okay.
Okay, well, let's see what happens with the next event.
Horrible.
Well, Romano-British economy collapses. It really didn't matter that we didn't pull out
Yes.
Arthur because this was going to happen anyway.
Right.
So Palladius is here. He's definitely going to use his free build to upgrade this to a larger church.
Mm-hmm. Now, is there anything he can do?
Well, we can, if we wanted to go for the chief in here, he would be -4, -5, -6, -7, +2 for the church. So that still doesn't work too well for us. We aren't in the best of shapes, but we're running out of time.
Come here and convert this.
No, we just gotta get things done. I think maybe moving here and preparing once and going for this druid.
Okay. You have to roll a
Prepare
lot better
once.
than I did.
So I need a 4. 4 just to not fail.
Wait, so the druid's a 4. Dolman brings it to a 5.
Preparing once brings it back to a 4.
4. Okay. Oh, I didn't think that was a good idea. Okay.
But that's the end of Palladius.
Oh, Palladius is dearly departed.
So we've lost Palladius. So now we have options. We can bring in Ibar, who's a +1 to convert druids and a +1 to convert leaders, or Bridget, who's +1 to convert people and a free build.
I like her free build.
But we need the druids.
Yeah, we only have 1 druid left on the board. And I'm supposedly good at druids too.
Well, then let's go with Bridget.
I think so.
We'll leave Ibar where he is.
Right.
Although, if we run Ibar, he would be a +2 with leaders. Oh, there's only 3 leaders left on the board right now.
Ah. Right.
You know what? I kind
You're
of feel
going for
Ibar.
Ibar. Okay, you're feeling Ibar. And right, because between the Book of Arma and his ability. Right? Okay.
Okay, so that's the end of Now Ibar's turn.
Yes. The end of Palladius. All right, let's see what we got.
Okay, Brendan.
Things coming from England already. Remove the High King. Okay, what this represents is the English attack on a place that will become Dublin. There's the flavor text at the bottom. High King is dead, trying to defend the place. It's at the yellow level, so remove the King of Leinster and the chiefs of Southern O'Neill and Login. Southern O'Neill and Login. Remove four people from the Southern O'Neill. I told you the English stuff are bad. So, wow. Yep. Replace with new pagan people. Remove the church and one relic in Southern O'Neill, if any. Well, the church goes away, but there's no relics there. Any saints lose one zeal for each flock and church removed from their area. So this would have been essentially our saint dying in the English invasion. So, okay, so we have lots of pagans. Oh, remember I suggested you move there and you chose not to?
Turned out to be a very wise decision.
Yes.
Now we need to replace some chiefs.
Yep. Put these in later.
And unfortunately, they both come back pagan because of the raid.
All right.
Now we need to decide who's going to be the new king.
Yep. And this is this fellow, the chief of Login.
And replace him with the new chief. Now we decide who's going to become the new High King.
High King. Okay, let's...
Preferably somebody from Ulster.
Yes. Is Ulster our best? Yes, that would be nice. So I need a 5 or 6. I rolled a 3. So, oops, no, that's 4. 3. So, okay. The King of Munster becomes High King.
Just like the last one.
All right, and now we need a new High King of Munster.
King of Munster.
New King of Munster, sorry, which is 1. And then we have a new chief.
And he comes in his Christian side.
Right. So, oh boy, those English did a number on us. So at this point, do we give up? Give up on Connaught? Or go for it? You know, our die rolling has got to get better. I'm going to get that druid. He's okay. So I have just three actions. So the druid's at a 4.
Plus 2 for the dolmen.
2 for the dolmen. 1 for me.
1 for the grave.
1 for the grave.
You might want to prepare.
Yes, and I think I'm going to prepare twice. I'm going to go for it.
Go for it.
Okay. All right, come on, baby. Roll 6. A 3. Prepare twice was the right call, but I've run out of actions, so I can't build the church there. So I'll leave that for you to do, hopefully.
Okay.
Ooh, dynamic congregation.
Pick any area with 2 or more Christian flock and flip any one pagan people in the area to his Christian side.
Oh, there we go. Oh, yeah. There. Those
helpful.
people are converting all on their own. Very good. Very helpful.
So I will spend an action point to build a church here because I no longer have the free.
Yes.
And we do have he's great with leaders, and we have a leader here. So let's go and try to convert him. He's a -1. I've got +1 for being Ivar, +1 for Book of Armagh. Well, actually, let's do -2 for the Domin.
Yeah.
+1 for Book of Armagh, +1 for being Ivar. I can fail on a roll of 1, or not succeed on a roll of 1.
6.
Which is great because we also remove one of these.
Right.
And he is converted.
Right.
Now it's going to be even easier to deal. And actually, I'd forgotten for the.
Oh, right.
Great, but you still have to roll, and that's why you roll.
Yeah, that's right. Even on an automatic in cases where you have these guys in here. Okay.
So that was my second action. My third action will be going for the chief. The chief is a -2, -3 for the Domin, +2 for the king, +1 for the grave, then +2 more for Ibar, so that's automatic. So now he's a +2. So
how many actions do you have left?
We've got 1 action left. So I could go for one of the people.
I think.
Well,
Yeah, but you're good at converting leaders. So.
Well, what would it take for one of those people if I decided to? So he's -5, -6 for the Domin, +2 for the chief, +1 for the grave. So it's not a great chance. So I think I will go over here.
Over there?
And by turn.
Or maybe go over here and rebuild that church and go after this leader. And him.
And leave that side to you?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So that's his last action. And now for Brendan. Attack from Strathclyde.
Oh, we're seeing the Strathclyde card still. Okay.
So, remove the King of Leinster. Well, that's not so bad.
Yep, not anymore.
Okay, remove from Southern O'Neill and Lygan, the chief, and 1 people.
Okay. Southern O'Neill and Lygan. Okay, the chief and 1 people. So a people.
And church removed from. Oh, no. And the church. So it's the church as well.
Wow.
So this is not going to go well for Palladius, I don't think. So, any saints lose 1 zeal for each flock and church removed from their area.
Ooh.
Well, luckily that wasn't a flock, but he does lose a zeal for the church.
Yeah. Okay, so Ibar.
Ibar.
He's doing all right. So, okay, so we try to rebuild the structure here. Oh, first I have to put in new. Oh, look at that. And look at that. I drew two -1 people.
Now we need a new king of Leinster.
1.
That's a 1, so that is the chief of Southern O'Neill, and then he gets replaced.
Yep. Okay.
Oh, let's do it.
And these flip over, those go in. Okay.
So now it's Brendan's turn.
Okay. And I've got people. Let me start by building this up. And I have only 3 actions, so that's 1 of them. And so it's a -5.
So another -1 for the Doman.
Yeah, so it's -6. And +1 for the grave.
+2 for the chief.
Oh, right.
+1 for the church.
Yeah, so it's a 2. Let's go for it. Nothing happens. Okay, try it again. Yay. Didn't roll a 6 though. Wow, we're not moving quickly enough here. Yeah.
Okay, and Banshees. Remove 1 people in your area, replace it with new pagan people.
Oh, well.
So I will remove him.
And replace it with someone who's not as committed. Wow. Southern O'Neill seems to attract the least committed pagans.
So the first step is I'm going to build a church.
Yes.
That's 1 action. Well, let's go for the king. He's a -3. The modifiers from the High King.
No
+1 for
churches.
Ibar, +1 for the Book of Armagh.
Mm.
So just need to beat a 1, which I did. So now
The chief.
that's going to be much easier for the chief. The chief is going to be automatic. He's a -1, +2 for the king. And I'm counting the +1 for Ibar and the +1 for Armagh.
Right.
So that was his 3rd action. So I got 1 more. So I'm actually going to leave the people.
Yeah.
Come down here.
As if we had somebody who was good with people. Oh well. All right, let's see what I get. Uh-oh.
Invasion from England.
Oh boy. Okay.
Remove the King of Munster.
And this is at the green level. So remove the chief of Austrage. Remove 2 people from Austrage. Oh, 2 flock. Which way do we do it? We do it from this.
Yeah,
this
not
way.
that way.
This way. Okay.
Replace with new pagan people. Remove the church in Austrage.
Okay, there's our new pagan people in the church.
And then any saints lose 1 zeal for each flock and church removed from the area.
We were not there. Okay, so it's just the new chief that we need for here. Oops, and he's pagan. Because this is now majority pagan.
Okay.
Oop, that goes in there. Okay, 4 No, just 3 actions. Okay, so we finally got rid of the druid. So
let's get those people converted.
Yeah, those people is a tough one. Yeah. Okay. So they're tough. We start with a 5. Plus
goes up to 6 for the dolman.
6 for a dolman. Yep. 2 for the chief. 1 for the grave, and
1 for the church.
So
maybe we want to upgrade the church
first. I'll upgrade the church. So that goes 1 more. So that was my first action. So my second action will be to go for this and roll better than a 1. Okay, let's try that again. Roll better than a 1. Yes, that's how it's done.
Okay, so
well, at least I got somewhere this turn. Okay.
Okay, so that's Ibar. Let's see what happens with Ibar. St. Patrick drives the snakes out. Well, remove any druid in the area that Patrick is in. If he has died, there is no event.
There is no event. So this is the one event that's tied to an actual saint, but he's dead. So, but I did want to get a card in there that explains the title of the game.
Alright, so Ibar starts with 4 actions. His first action is going to be putting in a church.
Yes.
And then we'll convert the chief. He's a -3, +2 for his king, +1 for Ibar, +1 for the Book of Armagh.
That's automatic.
And I think we will work on the people while he's here, because the first one is a +1, +1 for the chief, so it's automatic. So the second one's -2, +1 for the chief. So that'll be the last action.
You got it. And it's majority Christian. So in case we get something happen to that chief. Okay, so Brendan is back up.
And Columba.
Okay. Okay, now Columba, again, 3 cards I can save because it's a 2-player game. Columba has a special ability, even this is why it's down below, because even while he's just a penitent, just following you around, you may spend 1 action to move Columba to Scotland after it is pagan. You may remove him to cancel the effect of any following card from Scotland. Are there any cards left from Scotland?
Probably not.
I guess we could count them from the discard pile. I think that's legal. But why don't you do that while I'm...
How many did we start with?
4. Right? There's a slave raid, and an invasion, an attack, and a major attack or major invasion.
There's 3.
Uh-oh. Doesn't look good.
I think that's all we've got in those.
Oh, okay. All right, so I'm going to try to get that last person. So I start with...
We've only used...
Okay.
3.
Really? So I am going to send Columba for 1 action to Scotland.
And I do think it's the worst of the 4 cards that's still left.
Right. Yeah. Okay. So Scotland is beginning his mission as a very young man, because he just got out of the deck, in Iona, which is an island right off the coast of Scotland, right there, I believe. So for my second action, I'm going to go for that person again. So
start with the 6.
Start with the 6.
Goes up to a -7.
Yep.
And then back 2 for the chief, 1 for the grave, 2 for the church.
Right. Or do I make a cathedral out here?
Actually, at this point, I think that might not be a bad idea.
Yeah, let's go for it. Okay, so we got a cathedral in Connacht, which is not where you usually find it, which brings me down 1 more point. And so for my last action, I'm going to go for that person. There we go.
So the reason I suggested the cathedral here is because we're getting close to the end of the game, and you actually at the end of the game you tally points for where you are. If it's not a clear victory, if you haven't converted everybody, and the cathedral is worth an extra point.
Right.
So if it's still standing when the game's over, gives us an extra point. So it was kind of worth it.
We'll see.
Or at least worth trying.
Yes.
All right. So now it's back to Ibar's turn. Kneel of the 9 hostages. Remove the High King. The King of Ulster moves to the High King. The chief of the Northern O'Neill moves to the king. Place a new chief of the Northern O'Neill.
And he's Christian.
Remove one people from Northern O'Neill, replace with pagan people.
Oh, that's unfortunate. Yep. So, yes, Neil the Nine Hostages was a famous high king of Ireland at the time. So he just kind of mixed things up a little bit. All right. Whose turn is that?
That's Ibar's turn.
Ibar's turn. So
if we want to deal with the people here, which probably should, they're -4 +1 for the chief. I'm going to go ahead and build the church.
Mm-hmm.
With 1 action point, brings it to -2.
All right. There you go. Got it.
So it's the second action. I think I'm going to go here to Osrage.
Yep.
And I think just build a church.
Yep.
And call that a turn.
Yeah. Let's see what
Not feeling good about this card. Oh! So
Finian.
it's just Finian.
Okay. I have a slot to put Finian. Yeah, that's funny. In a 2-player game, you tend to collect a lot of saints. So, and don't forget, I can stop a slave raid. So we need to remember that.
Yeah, we haven't had any slave raids.
Yes, not since we got this card at least. Okay, so I have only three actions. So, yeah.
Well, we still need to work down here. Maybe we should have saved the cathedral for over here.
Or maybe I could roll 6 eventually.
Why don't we leave this?
Yeah.
Let's
convert
a whole lot of people.
Let's get some low-hanging fruit instead.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's 1 action to move. Even though Brendan could go from one area to any other area, it's adjacent. And I'll spend another action to improve the church. And by the way, this is a limit to how many of these you can have. Indeed, 1 cathedral, and only so many level 2 churches and level 1 and zeros. Okay, so this area, the people, the first one, -1.
+1 for the church.
+1 for the church.
So that's automatic.
And that's my last action. So I started the work here.
Let's see how Ibar. Gifts of the Holy Spirit
At
at the yellow level. Randomly select 3 available Gifts of the Holy Spirit cards and place one of them with your saved cards.
Oh, wow.
So
Okay.
once you,
yeah. So here, pick 3.
1, pick 2, and pick 3.
Okay.
And I picked the Staff of St. Patrick, +1 for converting druids. Faithful Masons, 1 free build per turn. And Bell of the Testament, +1 to convert people. All 3 very useful.
Yeah.
Not going to do the druids because there are no druids left.
Right.
At the moment. So that leaves us with the free build or +1 to convert people. Well, I think I'm going to go with the +1 to convert people.
Okay. Okay, you're not going to have a crew of Masons following you around Ireland, huh?
No.
Okay. I might have gone with that one. So, very good. All right.
So let's... Oh, we don't have... We should be missing we forgot to replace the king.
We forgot to replace the king. Okay. 6. Oh, wrong roll. Yep.
And he unfortunately is pagan.
Yep. Ooh, some strong...
So maybe I should have gone with the free build here. But I think the conversion of people was useful.
Yes.
So that king is a -4, but he's got a +1 from the high king. So
Right.
I am going to upgrade the church.
Right.
For my first action.
Right. And that brings
the king down to a -4 or -2. So I'm going to go and try.
Yep. Okay.
So I lost a zeal. I'm going to try again. Okay, this time I got him.
All right, how many? Oh, he's a 0.
I'm down to my last action.
Go for the.
Well, that chief is a -4, +1 for the church, so I'm at a -3 for him.
Something for.
And I forgot about my 2 +2s, but I still. Oh, so I actually was successful. Do I get my zeal back?
Yes.
So I was successful. With the chief.
because it's 2 more.
Because he was only a -2, and I got a +2.
Right.
So -4, +1 for the church, +1 for Ivar, +1 for the Book of Armagh. Now I need to roll a 1 or better for that chieftain.
Okay.
So
Ooh,
it was build a church, convert. So I have 1 action point left over. So we'll go for the no-brainer,
yeah.
the automatic conversion of this people.
Yep. Okay. Brendan's turn.
Major attack from Strathclyde. Remove the High King. And it's at the lower level. Remove the King of Munster and the chiefs of Ergonacht and Osrage.
Munster. Oh, this doesn't look good for you.
From Ergonacht and Osrage, remove 2 people.
Oof.
Replace with new pagan people.
Oof.
And the church, if any. Any saints lose 1 zeal for each flock and church removed. So I borrow this is 1, 2, 3 zeal.
Wow.
That hurts.
Yes. Yes, that hurt a lot. Would have been better off me losing 3 zeal. Okay.
So
Oh yeah.
we need to replace the 2 chiefs.
Yeah, because there's
and unfortunately they're he's at his pagan side.
Yep.
And it's not major.
Yeah, default to pagan.
And then we roll to see which one becomes the king.
All right. And
we've already replaced the people.
Yeah. So. Yep.
Just when you think things are going well.
Okay, so I've only got 3 actions. I'm just going to stay where I am and convert. Oh, we need a High King.
Good call.
2.
And that would be...
Good, he's Christian. Okay.
And then roll to see which one of
these guys
becomes king.
6. So it's him, and we get a Christian.
And on his Christian side.
Yep. 0. That's fine. We don't need him. Actually, I wish he had gone up, and we would have gotten a different Christian chief. Oh well.
So you might want to upgrade that church for automatic conversions.
Yeah. Might as well. That's my first action. And then, right, because it starts at a -2.
And +2 for the church.
+2 for the church.
So
2 more actions. Yep.
And now it's a majority Christian.
Yeah. As long as it doesn't get, people don't get killed. All right.
And the fall of Rome.
Uh-oh.
Advanced paganism 1 square. If we had not pulled Arthur earlier in the game would have just ended.
Right.
But luckily he moved it back 1 square for us.
And if we had pulled him with that card and used him again, he'd be further back. But it's not what happened. Okay, so.
Well, the Book of Armagh has been quite useful, so I think it was a good call.
Yes. Yes.
All right, so all of a sudden the people had just converted it back.
Yeah.
But let's start with the church. Well, now I'm down to 3 action points. So now we've got 2 left.
Yeah.
But I'm going to go for the king here. He's an automatic because the High King is a +2.
Right.
And I've got another +2. So that's now I've done my last action. I'm going to convert the chief. He's a -1. And I got a +4. +2 for the king.
Yes.
And +2 for my
way
ability.
automatic.
So,
all right.
Unfortunately, that is it for Ivar.
Mm-hmm. Now Brendan is back.
Invasion for Strathclyde.
Again.
Remove the King of Leinster. And remove the chiefs of Southern O'Neill. Remove the chief of... Oh, we're at the blue level.
Yeah,
helps
blue
if
level.
you check.
Yes.
So remove the chief of Lygan.
Okay. Chief of Lygan.
Remove 2 people from Lygan.
Ugh.
Replace with pagan people. Remove the church in Lygan, if any.
Oof.
Any saints lose a zeal. So luckily there weren't any saints there.
Yeah, but I just pulled 2 6s.
Oh. So we need to...
I shouldn't have done that yet. Yes.
So we need a new chief, and unfortunately he's on his pagan side.
Yep.
And we roll to see which one converts.
6. Now I roll 6. Okay, and another pagan. Okay. Wow. All right, again, just 3 actions.
I think it's important to finish off Southern O'Neill.
Yeah, I think so too.
So this is still going to be an automatic roll.
Right.
Because it's -2 +2 for the church.
Right. Yep.
And then
this one starts at a 3 and then 2 for the church.
So just don't roll a 1.
Yeah. Just come on. This has not been easy lately. There we go. 5.
So for your third action, you might want to.
Yep. Move here.
Yeah.
I wish I could build a church, but I can't. If I had those masons following me around.
Okay. Major attack from Scotland, but we have Columba.
Yes, Columba. So Columba convinces that these people shouldn't be attacking fellow Christians, so they are both discarded. There it is. Okay.
Whew.
Nice.
I thought.
Dodged a bullet on that one.
Yeah, we did not need any additional major attacks because that would have wiped out our stronghold in the north.
Yeah.
Okay. So, well, I might as well work on people here, I guess.
Yeah.
Order, I'm going to go here.
And then use your ability for him.
Yeah, let's
build a
leave
church.
them for right now.
Yeah,
Let's go here for one action.
Yep.
Build a church
For another
for my
action.
second action.
And
And convert the chief. He's
Yeah.
going to be an automatic because of the
Yep.
king there.
Right, it would have been automatic for anyone, so.
Yeah.
Okay, but you got this covered. Ooh, it was very active. Okay.
All right, so
Where am I?
gifts of the Holy Spirit.
Oh!
At the
what
blue level.
Blue.
Select any available gift of the Holy Spirit and place it with saved with any player saved cards.
Yeah, any players. So, well, I'm going to keep it because you got 2 already.
We both got 3.
Yeah,
so we have to
well,
discard.
I can easily discard one of these guys. We'll have to decide.
Actually, why don't you discard the other card?
Nope, that
Or-
saves a slave raid.
But aren't all slave raids from Scotland?
No,
No.
there's
Oh,
one from
okay.
each area.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah.
Keep that.
But, and there's...
Don't
it's-
need 2 cents.
Yeah, it's very unlikely that I'm going to have 2. So, which one would I keep? No, see, his special abilities is once in the game you may search the draw pile and add a saint. So I'm just going to discard Finian. Sorry, Finian. Keep Monine and keep one of these gifts of the Holy Spirit. Some of these, like the gift of the Blarney. Ooh, there's a typo there that I need to fix. The gift of the Blarney and St. Patrick's breastplate disappear when your saint dies because it's attached to the saint, and these others do not. These are things or people that follow whoever's in charge, and so we haven't seen any of these yet. And I'm afraid I'm all the way down here at the zeal, so I'm afraid I probably should not pick either one of these. I'm going to stick with my Masons. I kind of like, because we're not going to be converted Druids, I'm going to have a group of Masons following me around. And in fact, I'm going to set them right to work. So first thing they're going to do is, where am I? Yes.
Level 0 church.
Level 0 church. I feel much better about that. This happened.
Well, at least you got a pretty good chance with
Yeah,
this.
I'm going to have to, okay, so I get 3 actions. I'm going to have to deal with that right now. These are 6s. I need all the help I can get.
Well, you got to deal with the king
Yeah,
first.
so he's a 4. -2 because his high king is kind of Christian. And Brendan converts Druids still. So, yeah, go for it. What? Okay, so he loses yet another zeal.
That was your first action.
And that was my first action. So I'm going to try it again. And I rolled a little bit better enough. It's my second action. Wow. Third action, this is automatic. Ooh, good.
We need all the help we can get.
Yes, that's a good sign.
We are running very low.
Oh,
on cards.
yeah, really. The game could end any time now.
Slave raid from England.
Okay, well, the letters of the soldiers of Caradagus.
But doesn't this get shuffled back in?
It shuffles back in, so it's not as wonderful.
It might be the very next card.
Yes.
We're down to 5 cards.
Okay, well, we're not going to win this by an automatic win by converting all the people. So we need to focus on getting as many places majority Christian as possible.
And attack from England.
Oh, that's not good.
Remove the King of Munster.
Oh, wait, but that doesn't happen yet. Because our that's going to happen next. Because our event...
You're right, we already had our event.
Yeah, event was the slave raid, which was canceled.
Okay, so we need to hurry things up here.
Yes.
Alright, so I only get 3 actions. But my first action is going to be to convert the people here.
Right, and that's automatic.
So that is automatic.
Second action is...
Well, now there's a question. If we want to get the majority areas, as many places majority Christian,
No, but all Christians even better.
then so the next action, that's going to be automatic because it's
Right.
-3 + 4.
Right.
So I can just move somewhere. I think I'm going to come up here because now I can deal with this guy pretty easily.
Oh, right. Yeah. Yeah. And if you roll 6 doing it, yeah.
So I feel a little bit better.
Oh, I meant to check what this is before I left.
Ah.
Oh, that was a big mistake.
Well, at the end of the game, we'll flip it over to determine how.
Yeah, really. It was. I should have spent an action to turn that into a relic before I left.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so that's it.
All right, so now we know what card's coming
Now
from me.
it's going to be an attack from England.
Okay, so remove the King of Munster. Uh-oh, this doesn't look good for me. Okay, Munster.
Remove one from Osrage and Urgnot.
Okay, so good thing you got out of there. One, what? One.
Well, it doesn't say.
Oh. No, remove from Osrage and Organok.
Oh, the chief.
The chief.
One people, replaced with new pagan people, and the church.
One people. Okay, and replaced with new pagan people. And okay.
So the chief here is going to be pagan.
Right.
The chief here is going to be Christian.
Yep.
So go ahead and
powerfully Christian. Okay.
roll a 1 through 4.
I'm good at rolling ones.
And we get another Christian king.
Christian chief. Yes.
Oops. Well, that doesn't belong there.
Oh, whoops. Okay. And okay, that's it for the card, right?
Yep.
So it's okay. So it's
And nobody was there, so nobody gets loses zeal.
nobody gets hammered. All right. So this is we knew this was coming. It's let's look at what it is before. Okay, so it's a 6, and then 3. So I better build a church. That's my first action from 3 to 2. So I built a church. So it's a 2.
We can't afford to
Roll low like that.
Well, at least you didn't lose a zeal. Try
yeah.
that.
Well, if I lost a zeal. 3. That's all I need. Wow. That was tough.
Okay.
All right. Yeah. Doesn't.
Let's see. See if this is going to be the slave raid. It is.
Oh, slave raid from England, and we no
Okay.
longer have the letters of Craticus. Oh, it's the same one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Remove 2 people from Iganacht
So-
and 1 from Osrage.
Uh-oh.
So there's 2 and 1 from there.
Right.
Replaced with new pagan people.
Yeah.
Any saints lose 1 zeal.
Oh, and again, new pagan people. Okay. Oh boy, now it's majority pagan. Oh, did it in the right order.
All right.
Wow. Whose turn is that?
It's now Ibar's turn.
Ivar's turn. Yes.
Okay. Well, let's see if we can do up here. That chief is a -4, +2 for the domans. -2 for his king. -2 for the church. -1 for Burka Ramah. -1 for Ibar. He becomes an automatic.
Wow. And does he help us much?
Yes.
Yeah, he does.
He offsets the domans.
Yes.
So I have 2 actions left. I can't upgrade the church.
Yeah, we got a cathedral already up here.
So we've got a -3.
+2.
Well, -2 for the 2 domans, +2 for the chief, then
Yeah.
+2 for the church. So
Yeah.
it's a -1.
Oh,
Remove one of those.
yes.
Convert him, and now he's going to be the same value because there's
Yeah,
there's
because
one
one
less
less dominant.
minus.
Yep. You got him too. Brilliant. Okay.
And that was the last action.
That was your last action. Okay. Oh yeah. Let's see if the game ends before I decide what I'm doing. The game's end. The jutes ends of the game. I'll tell you what I was gonna do. I was gonna finally use Brendan's ability to skip across to here and work on this. But okay, so we did not get an automatic.
The first
victory.
question is, should we have- It was a +1.
It could have moved around with us. That would have been very nice.
Yes.
Yes. Oh well. So let's look at our. So if we don't get an automatic full victory, we go to this little chart here and figure out how many points we've actually earned during this game. Okay, so we get +2 for every area with all flock Christian people.
So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay, so you keep track of the numbers. That's 10 points.
So we're 10 points.
Okay, +1 for every area with a majority of flock.
1,
11.
2.
So, yeah,
So it's 12 points.
12 points. +1 for a Christian high king.
13 points.
13. Half a point for each Christian king. Ooh, they're all Christian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So That's 15.
So it's 2 more for 15. Plus 1 if there's a cathedral.
16.
That's what you were talking about. -1 for each active dolmen.
There's 2 of them, so back to 14.
14. And -1 for each druid in England. There's none.
No druids.
We got lucky here. So we had, what, a total of
14.
14 points. Okay, so we got a partial victory. We did pretty well, even though we didn't get a full victory. We got a partial victory. So, and to read the flavor text. Oh, I never flipped that over. Yeah. That's right. To read the flavor text. So Christianity eventually becomes the ascendant culture in Ireland. So eventually the south of Ireland and a few of the stalwarts will eventually convert. But it takes many hundreds of years. By the time Irish missionaries set out into the world, which is what happened if you read How the Irish Saved Civilization, if you read the book How the Irish Saved Civilization, you'll hear what the impact of Irish missionaries in Western Europe after this game is completed. So, by the time the Irish missionaries set out into the world, they find a Europe that has recovered from the Dark Ages on its own. They are met with suspicion and condemnation, regarded as heretics by the Christians that finally civilized Europe. So, not quite the outcome we were looking for, but we did pretty well. So that's our game. I hope you enjoyed the video. Again, the graphics will be improved with professional graphic artists hired by GMT Games. And please consider going to GMT Games to their website and pre-ordering the game.
And also check us out on Facebook at Banish the Snake, at Facebook/Banish the Snakes.
And on Instagram, Banish the Snakes.
Or you can also send us an email at banishthesnakes@gmail.com.
Thanks for your time.
Bye.
Okay, so both of you on one side, this side the light's falling this way,
yep.
and you're going to repeat all of that.
I'm one of the designers for Banish the Snakes, which is a game about St. Patrick in Ireland in the 5th century. It's available for pre-order at GMT Games. And what you're looking at is Kurt and I just completed a demo game using the playtest graphics. These are all graphics that I did with my own hands with a little computer and printed out. So the final graphics will be different. But the game is about St. Patrick and the people who came to Ireland in the 5th century to convert Ireland from paganism to Christianity. And in the game, it's a cooperative game. In the game, you cooperate to try to convert as many people as you can before things go badly in Europe. As we know, at this time, Rome was falling. Rome had already abandoned Great Britain, and things get worse and worse as the game proceeds.
I'm Kurt Huffman, one of the developers for Banish the Snakes. As Kevin said, go to GMT Games if you're interested in pre-ordering the game. You can find us at Facebook /Banish the Snakes, and also on Instagram at Banish the Snakes. And if you want to send us an email, you can send it to banishthesnakes@gmail.com. Please take a look. If you haven't already watched the video, check it out. We did a demo playthrough, and we didn't quite save civilization like Ireland really did in history, but we did okay. So check out our demo, and if you have any questions, hit us up at either Facebook, Instagram, or an email.
Thanks.